Okay, so you're playing Imperial Guard.
Yep.
All right, so you've played 500-point games in both 5th edition and 6th edition.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see yourself changing your list when you go to 750?
I'll probably just take a bigger infantry platoon, less vehicles. Well, I had 3 games today. 3 of my vehicles in the first 2 turns were just glanced right out of the. They just glanced it completely right out of the first 2 turns. Then, but my last game, nothing happened to them, no glancing hits or anything. So I'm still kind of working out, trying to think of what I will do.
Okay, what armies did you play?
I played against Tyranids, Space Wolves, and Blood Angels.
Okay.
So far, the toughest challenge were the Space Wolves. You know, rapid fire, 24 inches.
All right. How does rapid fire affect how you're going to build your army?
Well, I'm not going to be taking light vehicles anymore, since, you know, bolters could hit 24 range. They could move, hit 24 range, and they're AP, you know, strength 5, AP 5. So basically, it would just be that they could just move, shoot me with a squad of 10 guys, and then they could glance on a 5 and a 6. 5 they glance and a 6 they can. So that's most likely they'll take away 1 or 2 hull points most of the times. With even with rockets, they could those hull points, man. I just can't get around that.
I know how you feel about that. I played Dark Eldar.
Yeah.
All right. So in 500 points, you've pretty much been using 3 units in Chimeras, with veterans, 2 veterans and a command squad.
2 veterans and a command squad.
Okay.
Correct.
So what are you swapping out?
What I'm swapping out for 500 points. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's kind of hard. I'll probably just swap out like the 2 Chimeras. 2 Chimeras of veterans and just put 1 big infantry platoon inside there, all heavy weapons.
500 points.
500 points. You could do that.
Yeah.
It's Imperial Guard, man.
So the escalation's expanding. It's going to be expanding towards
750.
Up to 750 next week, up to 1500 by the end of the week. So how do you see your 6th edition 1500 point list going?
Not too good, actually.
Well, what kind of changes are you going to make?
Well, I'm just gonna see if I could add in a bigger infantry platoon, find some of my IG that I have hidden around my room, try to make as big of an infantry platoon as I can, pick up a few boxes here and there. Hopefully I'll have enough for 1,500 by the end. Try to have my 3 vendettas in. The liar rules, man.
All right, so with the Imperial Guard, you played against Tyranids.
Correct.
What's your opinion on that and how you stood with your 3 Chimeras?
Well, it was tough because since we got the deployment of Hammer and Anvil, he had to walk up 24 inches to me. So I was just sitting in the back, rapid firing, like, you know, moved up a little. When he got too close, moved back, little by little, doing all my things, snaps firing, and, you know, trying to wound as much as I can on a tight turn before he got too close. But that kind of turned out pretty bad since I was using plasmas, and they just kept getting odd. And, you know, 5-up armor saves, that doesn't work too well against.
Yeah. All right, so after 12 hours in the kitchen, what's your first impression of 6th edition?
I like no fearless ones. That's all I have to say about that.
And what army do you play?
Tyranids.
All right.
Tyranids, orcs, Gene Codes.
So what do you think of the new shooting rules, taking casualties to the front? How did that affect you?
They canceled out a shield wall for Tyrants and Guard big time. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Because I can't take special weapons in squads, so it doesn't really hurt me.
Did it hinder any of your assaults?
Not really. You get 2d6 assault now, so you can make up for it.
So are you going to adjust your list as the escalation league goes on between 500 to 750?
Oh, I have to.
Yeah. In light of 6th edition?
Not really. 'Cause I need more guns. There's no way they're living through that. Might take 2 Molochs, just for giggles.
All right, so John, as the escalation league goes on, we're going to reach about 1,500 points. How do you see your 1,500 point list changing in 6th edition?
More shooting. Definitely taking bio wars. Probably 9, because they're fun. Moloch, probably 2nd Tyrant. Zone throws.
So how many games of 6th edition have you played this far?
I've played 3 so far.
All right. And in those games, tell me a little bit about the rules you that you, let's see.
Experienced.
Yeah, let's say psychic powers. Did you use any of the new psychic powers?
Use new psychic powers, use divination. Divination definitely is probably, if you had to go to immediate top one, it's probably going to be it. It's Eldar Guide on crack. You get the reroll failed hits in close combat, failed hits. It's pretty good. We use the new things. We switched over to a more rapid fire infantry base. I don't necessarily think it's the future of the game, but 500 points doesn't really give you a whole lot of work with. You have 2 attacks on a leader.
So how do you see your list expanding to 1,500 points by the end of the Escalation League?
Probably going to go infantry hammer. Bring in a lot of jetpacks, devastator squads. Mobility is king in this edition, just because of the way you shoot. If you can wrap around and get vulnerable models, take out random things. Probably going to add a unit of scouts. Precision strike is going to be worth its weight in gold. If you can snipe a knob or rockets or various things out of the unit, you can make it useless pretty much.
For divination, what did you actually roll beyond the Primaris power?
I got the reroll cover saves. I got fit reroll successful armor saves, and I got counter charge and fire at full ballistic scope.
Okay. How did the Overwatch work out?
Overwatch is pretty devastating on certain units.
Yeah. Did you utilize that with the psychic power?
Yes, I had a big 10-man unit. Kind of munched up everything that charged it.
Did someone actually assault you when you had that?
Someone actually assaulted me.
Oh, man.
I was like, okay, why not? I mean, well, you also put yourself into a position where you can just stand there and get shot, or you can assault and get shot. So, yeah.
So what was the last mission you played, and how has that?
The last particular game mission I played?
Yeah, and what was the...
Big guns never tire. No one had heavy support, so it didn't really matter. But basically, I won off secondary objectives. First bloodying him and killing his warlord. He only had one objective to claim, and he couldn't cross midfield, so it's kind of rough on him.
That's interesting. So you actually won off of the secondary objectives and not the primary objectives.
I mean, I was able to claim my objectives, but he wasn't. His list hadn't adjusted, so he ran a bunch of rhinos, and they just were never able to cross midfield. They came up, they got shot, they got spammed. One died to hull points, one died to a pen hit. Hull points definitely get there. It's not the end of mech, everyone says, but it'll get there.
So how do you think 6th edition will change your orc army?
Well, it's going to be a heavily more focused on shooting, since now we have Overwatch that we have to really worry about, especially Flamers with Wall of Death. But we're going to be using... my personal opinion is that with Battle Wagons are going to be the #1 list, or Speed Freaks. Speed Freaks can, since they're fast vehicles with trucks, they can move up to 30 inches in one turn, 12 inches in the movement phase, and 12 inches in both phases, so they can get into the enemy deployment zone turn 1. With Battle Wagons, since they're slower, but they're more durable, there's going to be shooter boys inside, and they're going to be snap firing out. And since orcs are BS2, they don't really care about BS1, so there's going to be more shooting. Looters are now also going to be able to move, since they're also BS2, and since you can snap fire with heavy weapons, they're going to be moving around much more.
So you can see yourself either taking a load of trucks or a load of... I know you already had battle wagons, so you probably go that route.
Yeah.
Battle wagons. Continue using looters.
Yep.
Okay, now you also play Blood Ravens.
Yeah.
Now, what's your first impression on the psychic powers, and what do you see yourself taking?
I really, really like the Biomancy disciplines. All of them are good except Primaris power. Iron Arm is extremely powerful, since now with the way wound allocation works, since with Iron Arm the Librarian gains Eternal Warrior, he can take a last cannon shot or crack missile shot, but he can take a normal armor save your Terminator, which I lose. It's just that you do. Considering the power of Terminators, Terminators are going to come back. Since power weapons are only 83, they take their normal armor save. And they can shoot those guys that are overwatching them if you take Storm Bolter power for Terminators. So you're going to see more Terminators. I'm going to feel more Terminators. And there's going to be less vehicles, more guys in the board because of the rapid fire changes.
So how do you think Overwatch and Snapfire changes assaults?
Don't be afraid of it. Because you now have pile-in moves and initiative steps, you're going to have more guys in combat. So whoever's turn it is, they're going to do their pile-ins first, and then you do it, and then you move your guys in. And because when you measure models the same way as you do in 5th edition, with 2 inches from those base to base, you can have more guys in combat, and the guys in base contact, if you do it right, these are going to be the basic guys, the basic rapid fire weapons, or basically not the special guys. So they're going to die first, but you can have your power fist all the way in the back. He can move in on initiative 1 and attack without fearing from being attacked back.